Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today we're taking a look at this knife here. This is the Kansept Kryo. Pardon any wind noises you might experience during the course of this review. Just figured I'd say that. Anyways, this is going to be a quick review because this is not my knife. Shout out to my girlfriend. This is her knife. So let's go ahead and jump right in with the size comparisons, so that we can get this quick review over quickly. So here we go. First up, as always, against our Ontario rats. So what we can see here is that this is definitely a full-size knife. And the wind is blowing really bad, isn't it? So we're coming in just a hair over 3.5 inches, 3.6 we'll call it. So, you know, that's going to be frustrating for some people. But yeah, if length is not a legal requirement for you, it's a pretty good size. I like the size of this knife quite a bit. Next up, here it is against our PM2 and our Benchmade Bug Out. So yeah, definitely a full-size knife. Ironically, I have a... Well, actually, I'll get into that here in a little bit. Next up, let's go against our Civivis. Here's the Elementum. And the Praxis. There we go. And last but not least, of course, we gotta do it against our Paraframe brothers. Yeah. And actually, what do I have in my pocket today? Let's compare it. Okay, yeah. I have the Civivi Vexor in the pocket today. Civivi Vexor is a huge knife. Love it. Alright, so, Kansept. Kind of a new company. This is the first Kansept knife I'm reviewing here on this channel. This knife here, the Kryo, we're looking at a D2 blade, G10 handles, is a steel liner lock, steel clip, ball bearing pivot, kind of standard for budget knives. It's pretty windy today. Let's go ahead and get through this. So, let's start off with what I like. First thing, the action. So, as you can see, we have multiple deployment methods. With the flipper tab, rockets right out. Got a nice drop. Yeah, come on. My one complaint is this a little bit slippery in there for the thumb flick, but you can thumb flick it. And I'm looking like an idiot today. You can also reverse flick it. The D10 is a little bit stiff for the thumb and the reverse flick. It is kind of more tuned for the flipper tab, but you can do it. The flipper tab itself is curved nicely, so you can get a lot of leverage in there. Very, very smooth. Out of the box and everything, this knife is very new. My girlfriend has not carried it that much at all. Centered. Let's actually test. Got some paracord here. I'm sure she won't mind me doing this. Yeah, it's nice and sharp. Yeah, no complaints there. The blade has a flat grind. It gets down to a decently thin edge. Let's cut some cardboard. Doing it under the camera is a little bit difficult, but yeah, it's a good slicer. It'll do just fine for EDC. The coating on the blade is pretty nice. I like that. The jimping up here is good, which brings me to the next thing, ergos. Yeah, this is a very comfortable knife. I like this a whole lot. Very comfortable. You can see that the liners are actually inset into the scales, which is really, really nice. Adds to ergonomic comfort. The handle itself is pretty neutral. Has a little bit of a swell here and a choil here, but otherwise pretty neutral. I think that's pretty good. Internal stop pins. Don't know why my voice cracked there. Internal stop pins. I like to see that. really a lot. And the G10, nice and grippy. The price on these guys. There's a bunch of different versions that you can get. There are several different flavors. They go for between about $55 and $68, I think. Well, actually, that's on the budget side. There are high-end versions that are titanium frame locks with S35VN that go for a lot more. So, although they're not super expensive for titanium frame locks. And, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Access to the liner, really, really nice. Appreciate that. T8 hardware, also appreciate that. And one more thing I appreciate, the box. This is a nice box. So, very tightly fitted. You get that open. You have this little thing here. Inside you got your propaganda paperwork and a cleaning cloth, which is really, really cool. And it comes with this really nice little slit for your knife. The great thing about this is they do this on the high end and the low end knives. So I have two Kansept knives in for review right now. This one and a more expensive one. And ironically, both of them are not mine, and both of them belong to left-handed people. So, you know, that's kind of funny. My girlfriend is left-handed. So, yeah, I love the packaging. They do not skip out on the packaging. They give you this exact same packaging on the lower end as they do on the higher end. So I think that's really, really cool. All right. So, what do I not like so much about this knife? So, the strong detent is... It does make the thumb deployment a little more difficult if you don't get it just right, and especially under a camera. But I'm sure that'll break in. Next thing, I kind of wish the liners were black on this version, but they're silver. Not a big deal, but just something. The clip. Not a big fan of this clip. It's kind of an ugly looking clip. It works okay. Not the best clip. Not the worst clip. Definitely could use a better clip. And wish it was reversible. Especially since, my girlfriend's a lefty. That's something that would, really matter for her. Wish that was reversible. In the left hand, actually, at least for me, my finger lands right on there. So, again, another thing for a lefty. So, not a big fan of the clip at all. Also, this is really, really weird. And this is not going to matter much. This little dip right here in the finger hole, I don't really understand. Don't really like it. That's just me. That's just me being weird. And that's about it. So, final conclusions. This is going to be the shortest review on my channel. You guys are so welcome. So what do I think of this knife? Yeah, this is really cool. And I'll tell you what, from the Kansepts I've handled so far, I didn't get myself a Kansept. I really like this knife. The ergos are so nice. The blade is good. As you can see, it has a little bit of recurve, but that'll help with your slicing. It's a nice, beautiful drop point. Love the action. I'm sure it'll break in better for the... the reverse flicking is great. Thumb flicking for me, though, is a little bit hit or miss. But I'm pretty sure it'll break in. So, yeah, access to the liner is great. Again, this knife just feels very solid. Just a solid feeling knife. Wait for that wind to die down. Solid feeling knife. Great ergos. This is a knife that absolutely, 100%, will be a great EDC tool. Another thing to point out, actually, that I like is, look where they did the lanyard. How they did the lanyard. Just that little post in there. And it is away from the blade, so as long as your material is not too thick. Let's grab some of that paracord we just had. Get in there. I think it'll be fine. That's really cool. Open construction, easy to clean out. this is a knife that I feel really good about someone I care about carrying. You know, my girlfriend, she has this in her pocket. Yeah, I think she'll be ready for anything her life throws at her. Opening boxes, anything like that. This is a very solid knife. I really like it. Might get myself one, actually. This is good. Big fan of this knife. Again, if they fixed the clip and made it reversible, I think it'd be really, really good. That's my biggest complaint with this knife, is that clip. I don't like that clip very much. How's it carry? It's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit heavy maybe? But for the size of the knife, not bad at all. How's a spy flick with left hand? Yep, you can do it. So, no complaints. And that's going to be it for this review, guys. It was a quick one. Hope you liked it. This is the first Kansept knife I've really handled and experienced. And, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. And I will probably be getting myself a Kansept in the future. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Gideon, signing out.